Yes, that was his real name. Prince Rogers Nelson, rock and roll royalty. A favorite son of Minneapolis, he sold more than 100 million records, won 7 Grammys, and even headlined at the Super Bowl. As always, the fans went crazy. He won an Academy Award for his classic, Purple Rain. But after some 20 gold records and hundreds of performances, he had a change of heart. The elaborate productions were past. Just Prince, a piano, and a microphone. And Prince decided to write a memoir.
Were you surprised that he even wanted to meet with you?
I was very surprised. I mean, I had never written a book before.
Dan Piepenbring was a 29-year-old unknown New York writer. Prince had a history of finding new talent, and word got out the musician wanted someone untried for the project. Piepenbring says he sent a heartfelt pitch letter. Perhaps he worried too heartfelt.
It was immensely flattering. I compared him to Mozart. And I stand by that comparison, but the second I pressed send on that email, I reread it, and it just seemed so over the top, and I really worried that I had done myself in.
But less than 48 hours later, he was summoned to Prince's home and studio outside of Minneapolis, the famous Paisley Park.
Did you feel like you were living in this alternate universe once this all started happening?
It was so confusing. I mean, I had no idea what was going to happen next. We were embarking on this very intimate project, and I almost immediately felt like I was in over my head.
Still, with Piepenbring's help, Prince started writing his life story longhand.
What were his ambitions for the book?
He said that if he wanted the book to be about one overarching thing, it would be freedom, and the freedom to create and to inspire communities of people, especially Black communities, to own what they create and to support one another in that act of creation.
Then, just as the project got rolling, came the shocking news of Prince's death from a drug overdose at age 57. It was April 21st, 2016. But Dan Piepenbring kept going with the memoir. He spent the next 3 years sorting through a blizzard of Prince's notes, photos, and drawings. The result? Prince, The Beautiful Ones, out this week.
His handwriting is beautiful. I mean, he has this very fluid script, but then it's also so unruly, and it seems to be coming out of him so quickly that it verges on illegible a lot of the time. Yeah, to read through it, to see the way that he uses
an I for I.
EYE for the first person pronoun, and you, the letter U for you. It's almost like a magic eye puzzle. You have to stare at it, and then suddenly the words come together, and you can read this amazing story of his childhood.
He was the son of 2 local jazz musicians. By age 17, Prince was following in their footsteps, writing and recording songs of his own.
My job became to drive Prince around. Now we're talking about a 1974 Pinto Woody wagon, olive green, driving around.
Nothing sexier than that.
Oh, we were happy.
Between recording sessions, his music studio tapped Robert B. Rifkin to be Prince's errand boy.
We had a car, and I was getting paid to drive him around and money to go to movies and stuff. And we spent 7 months in that car talking about this vision, this dream.
When did you know he was something special?
For me?
Yeah.
Instantly. He put his hand on the keyboard, put his left hand on the guitar, and did a run and sang the same note at the same time.
Have you ever seen anybody else ever do that?
Never.
Rifkin would become Bobby Z, a drummer in Prince and the Revolution. One night while on tour, he experienced Prince's songwriting genius firsthand.
So everybody gets in the room, it turns on HBO, and there's a show called The Man Who Saw Tomorrow. And it was Orson Welles talking about Nostradamus.
Was he a quack, this Nostradamus?
And it kept saying 1999.
And 1999.
1999. And so the next day, the natural thing is like water cooler talk, like, did you see that, right? and he had already had the song written. And that was Prince.
The song became the title track for the breakthrough album that shot Prince to stardom. Jill Jones, then with blonde hair, remembers how 1999 came together.
I was in one of the bedrooms sleeping, and he was in the studio downstairs. And it was like I was in my pajamas when we went and recorded everything. And he'd been working all by himself.
Prince was famous for writing, composing, and playing all day and through the night. To call him prolific is an understatement. In his lifetime, he released hundreds of songs. Then there were those stories about a vault, a treasure trove of never-heard Prince compositions.
If I lived to be over 100, there would still be enough material to outlive me.
That vault actually exists. Troy Carter, once Lady Gaga's manager, now manages Prince's music.
So that's, do you think, 100 years worth of material?
If the state decided to release a project per year, I would say absolutely yes. More than enough material.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of music.
Yes, it's a lot of Prince.
Former bandmate Bobby Z gave us a sampling. There's this unreleased song from Prince's 1999 tour.
Never stop, never stop, never stop, never stop, no.
I feel like you just go right back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, it takes you back to that arena that night.
Back to a time when Prince was holding court, a talent so timeless that even in death, the power of his music lives on.